Hi guys, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I'm here to do a little craft with me kind of tutorial on how to make these cute little junk journals. And I'll go into that in just a second. I just have a little announcement first. I do want to remind everybody that I am having giveaway Fridays starting this Friday, and actually I gave away journal last Friday also. What I'm doing is every Friday I'm going to pick someone, and the names are going to come from my subscribers who have commented at least once during the week. Now, if you watch a video a day, if I put a video out a day and you comment on that video that day, then your name goes in a drawing. If you watch a video the next day and you comment on that video, your name goes in again. So for every time you comment on a video, you get your name in a drawing. But the maximum you can comment on a video is one time. You know, of course, we can have a conversation. You can respond back to me if you want to. You're not penalized for it, but you would only be in there one time. Okay, so if I have 5 videos in a week and you watch every one of them and you comment on every one of them, and I don't even care if you watch them all, you know, each day. If you watch all 5 of them in a day, that's fine too, you know. But if you comment on a video, it doesn't matter which day you do it, then you will get your name in the drawing. Now, if it's a video from a previous week or something that I posted, you won't get anything on that. But if it's a video that I posted during that week and you comment on it, your name will go in that at least one time. So, or one time if you've commented. I don't know if I've made that too complicated, but anyway. And you know, so if you only watch one video on Friday or Thursday or whatever, and you comment on it, your name will be in there. So you can have more than one opportunity, let's put it that way. The next week it starts all over again. You don't earn points for, you know, you don't earn points, is what I'm saying, is that you can keep with you. The slate starts clean again. So if I make 2 videos that week, you watch both videos, and you comment on both videos, it gives you 2 chances. So I hope I've made myself clear. So anyway, if you have any confusion, just comment and let me know, and I will definitely tell you. But anyway, what the giveaway is going to be whatever, I don't know, like this week, this is a journal that I made. I tend to, whenever I make things for videos, make at least 2, sometimes 3, because, you know, I'm making like a prototype to see if it works, and then maybe I'm making one to show you, or maybe I've done part of it and then I'm showing you some of it. So a lot of times it may be that. I also am destashing my craft room, and I have a lot of things that I have too much of, and I am more than willing to share. So I will be, you know, gifting some of that, some journaling kits that I've done. I teach some classes and I put journaling kits together, just a lot of different things. And the journals could be big journals, small journals, just really just depends, okay? It could be supplies, it could be, you know, stamp sets, or it just depends, totally depends. Could be some buttons, it could be whatever I deem it to be on that Friday, and a lot of times I may not even know till Friday. So this is one of the few times, and then last week you knew in advance. This week you know in advance, and then after that I think I'm just going to kind of keep it a surprise. So you'll find out on Friday what you're getting and who's getting it. So anyway, so I hope I made it clear on the whole watching the videos and commenting that you get an opportunity every time you watch a video and comment, as long as it's a current video within that week. that I posted. Now, if it's a previous old one, I'd love for you to watch them and catch up. But you know, that would be just a little bit tough, I think, to kind of keep track of all that. So anyway, that's what we're giving away this Friday. And let's see here. We are going to go ahead and do a little flip through of one of these just to give you an idea of what it is. This one I just decorated the outside a little bit different. The inside's pretty much identically the same. I didn't decorate the inside. I just, you know, kind of got the basics in there to show you what you could possibly do. This just has some dyed seam binding. It has some little trim with little pearls on it, a couple little rosettes. It has some trim here with some burlap, and you open it up. It's got just the one single rose with some rose paper behind it and some I think it's dictionary page, and it says beautiful. This is a vintage little doily that I purchased, and I just glued that on, and that is pretty much the entire front. That's it. Okay, so let me show you this one. This one is a little bit more rustic. This is made out of some, this was in packaging, like I said. This is just some corrugated cardboard, and I love this stuff when you get it like this. So it's great for tags. It's great even if you just use it in small pieces. It really can be kind of a cute accent. This just has some burlap on the side. This is tied with sari silk. Let me open it up and you can see it. It just has one Tim Holtz butterfly on it, and then it has some eyelash trim, some book page, and just some scrapbooking paper that's been inked up, and then a little bit of oh my gosh, cheesecloth. And then just, it says Chase the Sun, and then it's got a little dangle on it, and it's got some seed beads and then a little butterfly on it. So that is this one, and like I said, it's made out of paper bags. So when you open it up, you've got a little side pocket right here, paper bag, so you can put things in here. Then you've got a little bit of coffee dyed paper, a couple pages there. Then you have another one of your paper bags, but this time what we've done is that we have an opening on the side that you can tuck something in. We've also got some music paper, and then we've put some coffee dyed paper so you could journal there. And here's another one of your pockets right here on the side. So you have a full pocket over there. You've got some more journaling, a couple of pieces of paper there, two more. Got some more journaling, you can journal there. You got another pocket, another big pocket here that you can put something in, right? Then you've got a couple more pieces of journaling paper. Then you've got another side pocket right here. And this is just some dictionary page with some coffee dyed paper. And then that also has a pocket in it. So there's quite a lot in this little tiny journal. And like I said, I could definitely see this as, you know, maybe a party favor at a shower, or a gift, or birthday party, or girls' night, or, you know, a tea party or something like that, a garden party. I just think that would be a cute little thing, and it wouldn't take much to do. It's really a pretty easy little journal to make. So anyway, I'm going to start showing you what you need and what you've got to do to make it. So first off, you need your 2 paper bags, and I don't know if there's a standard size lunch bag, but I know I've gotten some that are smaller. And I believe that this is 12 1/4 by 6. And like I said, I have no idea if there's a standard size. So it's about 12 1/4 by 6 inches. And you can use whatever size you have. I just think this is kind of a good size to use because it will allow you to, you know, put quite a bit in it. And also if you wanted to mount pictures or something like that, I think this would be a good size to use. So anyway, you need 2 bags. All right, and then let's see, some coffee dyed paper, or it doesn't have to be coffee dyed, it can be any kind of paper you want, and you're going to cut it to size to fit inside. You need something that you can use for your cover, and it could be, you know, this corrugated cardboard. I've got some burlap that is on some paper. It's mounted on some paper. I don't think you would want to use just burlap without it being put on, maybe, you know, glued on maybe some just some scrapbook paper or something to give it a little bit of stiffness. It doesn't have to be super strong, but you know, you do want it to have a little bit of weight so it can act as a cover. So okay, so that is pretty much it. You need any kind of, like, if you want to use burlap on the spine, or maybe some lace, or whatever it is to your preference that you want to cover something with the spine. And then you need something on all of the seams. I reinforce them. This is athletic tape. The other day we did something with micropore tape, and I think that's great, but this is a little bit stronger. This is the stuff that's more like cloth. So the reason I like this is that we're only going to put it on, you know, one time on the micropore. We put micropore on one side, and then we put sari silk on the other. Well, we're just going to use this on one side, so it's a little bit stronger. You could use ribbon. You could use the sari silk. You could use anything that you think will help reinforce your any of your little seams that when we fold the envelopes. Okay, so that's your basic stuff. Your inking, a pencil, scissors, you know, your cutter. You won't need a scoreboard for this. It's pretty easy. Okay, and some glue, of course. You'll need glue. I'm going to use my art glitter glue to glue in a lot of the pieces here. And I'm probably also going to use my glue stick. So, okay, first thing you're going to do is you are going to take your cutter out, or your scissors, or whatever, and you are going to cut the very, very tip, just the very tip of your envelope. And this is the side that has the bag part at the bottom. It's at the bottom. It's folded over. And you're cutting this little tiny tip right here, and you're just doing a slither, just a slither off. So I can't give you a measurement for a slither, but a slither is a very, very small amount, because all you're trying to do is open up this envelope bag. So we've done that, and after you do that, let's see, we're going to start gluing our bag in the places it needs to be glued, okay? So first, you've got this fold over part here. See, it's laying flat like that. You've got this fold over part, not this part. This is all completely flat, but you've got this fold over part. And what we're going to do is we're going to put glue right here, just a line, and right here, just a line. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us our little tuck spot or shallow side pocket on the side. Okay, so get that to glue down. All right, the other thing that I do is if you look at these little gussets or whatever on the side like this that go all the way up and down the bag, I glue those, and I just go like this, just put some glue kind of. And what it is that we don't really need the bag to open up all the way, so we're just kind of going to glue it so on both sides. We don't need the gusset part of it opening up. In other words, we're not going to put that much stuff in it that, you know, we need that to open up. But we do need the bag to stay open. So, all right, so that will take care of that part. Also, too, if you look inside your bag, the part that you opened up, what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of little pieces in there. And what you're trying to get to is to where you can go like this and you've got a pocket, okay? But what you're going to see is you're going to see little loose pieces under here and here, and you want to glue those down because you don't want things getting caught in them. Plus, if you have any loose pieces after you cut the back like this, you want to glue that. Just get those kind of glued down. That glued down. So basically your bag is going to now look like this. You're going to have pockets here. Now see, I need to put a little more glue right there. I think I just didn't let it dry long enough too. That had something to do with that. I know our glitter glue dries fast, but I tend to not give it enough time. Okay, so then now you have a pocket on the end, and you should do that 2 times. You're going to have 2 bags. You do exactly the same thing. Okay? So then you're going to take your 2 bags and you're going to fold them exactly in half. And this is where you may want to use your bone folder or, you know, something to kind of make sure it's nice and scored and you can get it, do that really good on both your bags, okay? So your bags are now ready to go except for one thing. We're going to reinforce this part right here, okay? All right, let me make sure. Here we go. We are just going to take our tape, and first I'm going to ink it. I'm going to just pour out. Now I'm going to re-put glue on this, but I want it inked so that it doesn't show up as much. So I'll just take my inker. Got stuff in there, don't I? And then I'm going to ink this. I like to get it nice and dark if I can. Just to kind of get it to kind of blend in a little bit better with our bag. And then I will take that. Hopefully it's not sticking on there too much. And oops, it is sticking a little bit more than I thought it would. All right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put some glue on the back of it. Or you can put the glue on your bag, whatever you decide you want to do. And for this, I just use my glue stick. And I put some glue on it because I want to make sure that this sticks and stays permanently. All right. So then I'm just going to kind of, there's something stuck on the end there. What is that? Just a piece of paper, I think. Okay. And then I'm just going to put it, here's my seam right here, or my fold line. I'm going to put that put it in the middle of that fold line, press it down, and you can do this on the inside or the outside, it doesn't really matter, but the whole goal is you're trying to reinforce this so because the paper bags are pretty thin, and if you start putting stuff in the pockets and other things, and you don't have it reinforced, it's going to pull on where you sew it, and it could rip. And this is just giving it a little reinforcement, and it doesn't take much to do it. And like I said, you could use your micropore tape, washi tape, ribbon, you know, sari silk, whatever it is you want to do. But I always put something there, because I figure if you're going to go through the trouble of making it, you want it to last a little bit. Okay, so now you have your 2 bags with your athletic tape, or whatever that you decided to put there. And this is where you are going to take a bag that has the back of the bag where it has no pockets, just it's smooth on both sides. And then you're going to have one that has a pocket. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold your bag whichever way. You're going to have a pocket here on this side. You want to make sure you put your bag whatever opposite way that bag is, so that you have, so you now have a fold and a pocket on this side, and then you have one on this side, okay? You can do them both this way, not the end of the world, but we're going to do it like that, okay? So that's how we're doing it. And we've got one here, and we've got one there, all right? Now, take your paper. Now, you can put this paper anywhere you want. You can put more paper. You can put more bags if you want to, although I wouldn't go more than like 4 bags. I'm putting 2 pieces of paper after the first bag, and then I'm going to put my bag on top, making sure I've got this part here, this part there. Then I'm going to take 2 more pieces, and I'm going to put those in the middle. Now what I did on that is that these pieces, my bag was 12 and a half by 6, so I cut these pieces to go in there at 12 by 5 and a half. So that they would fit in there and they would fold in half. Now you could certainly do it shorter. There's nothing saying you have to do it the same. Okay, something going on here. Let me see. All right. So we've got those in there. And they don't have to be perfect. You're just trying to get it in there as straight as possible. So anyway, what I did, and I want to show you really quick, is you have 2 options at this point to put your journal together. You can go to your sewing machine. Because we have so little in there, you can just do a straight stitch down the middle or a zigzag. I was having trouble with my machine, but I did a zigzag stitch right down the middle, okay? And that holds it just fine. No issues whatsoever. Or you can do a pamphlet stitch. And on these, by the way, this one I did a little different. I went ahead and I tore these pages a little bit and tore them a little bit shorter. And you can just sew it in. I mean, those are your 2 choices. You can do either one of those and it'll work. I am going to go ahead and sew this in because I don't know that it wouldn't hurt for some people to remember how to do that a little bit. I do have a video out there that does show that. If you haven't ever seen it on a regular journal or bigger journal, should I say. But I'm going to do it on this one. Where did my... Oh, there it is. And it should be fairly easy to do because I don't have... It's not a very big journal, so... But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure everything's lined up the way I want it. My paper's in there the way I want it. I don't have a lot of different things in there, so this shouldn't be too tough. All right, and now we do not have our cover on here, and we're not going to put our cover on here until we're all done sewing this. So that's pretty much how it's going to be. Make sure it's nice and tight. Get it in there. Get those out of the way. So I have got my wax thread here, and I've got a needle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Now I am not going to punch this with an awl first, because I'm just going to use my needle to punch it where I want it to go. Whenever you're doing something this small, you don't have to go through the same steps that you would if you were doing, you know, a bigger journal. And like I said, I would definitely, you know, go check out my video, or there's lots of other people out there that are a lot better than I am at sewing journals in, and watch their steps. But this is just going to be here. We're doing this just for this smaller journal. And like I said, you would normally go in and punch your holes and then come back, but I'm just going to punch them as we go. I'm going to do that. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to go in the middle. Like I said, we don't have much there, so this needle is just going to go right through. All right. Oh, and I tie the paper clip on the bottom just so I don't have to worry about it going all the way through. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole closer to the top. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go all the way to the bottom or the top, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to try and eyeball it and put it in the same spot that I did the other one, or close to it. But like I said, we're just we're guessing, and we're not putting holes in ahead of time. Okay, so now I've already gone through the top and the bottom and the middle, but now I'm going to go back through the middle. Now this is how you would do a signature, except we're not tying it into the cover. We're just doing it separate, and you would punch your holes ahead of time, but it's still kind of the same principle. We're going to go back through the middle, but what we're going to do, and that's another reason I kind of do the paper clip, is you don't want to hit your string that you already have. You want to go beside it, not through it. If you go through it, then you cannot tighten your signature, okay, or whatever, your pamphlet. When you get done, you want to have your string, each string on a different side. The one with the paper clips on one side. I'm trying to untie the knot here. It always ends up being harder than it should be to do that, but I only tie it one time. You'd think it would come right out on a wax thread, but it doesn't always. All right. Why are you being so difficult? Probably because I don't have my glasses on. Oh, come on. Really? This is crazy. Should not be hard. It usually comes right out, so. All right. Why are you being so hard? Let me try this and see if it'll work. I think I've gotten it so... Okay, there we go. That's better. All right. Anyway, so you have a string on one side of the... See the string in the middle? You have a string there on this side and a string on the other side. And that's important because then when you tighten it, okay, you're tightening both sides. Now, if for some reason you can't tighten it, that means you went through your middle thread. That means it's caught in there and you went through, and then you would have to go back through and then redo it or start over, okay? But anyway, you get a thread on one side, another thread on the other, and then I twist it once and then make sure it's tight, and then I go ahead and tie a knot, and then I tie another knot, and that's it. And that's pretty much how you do a signature also. So, okay, and I'm just going to cut these. I'm not going to put anything on them. Probably go a little lower. And I usually put a little dab of glue in the middle just to keep it from untying. I don't think it would, but anyway, that is just basically how we put our journal together, okay? And now we're going to put the cover on, and this is different than you would normally put a cover on. So that's why I said it is a little bit different than when you're doing a big journal, okay? What I want to do is I'm going to cover this and this, all right? And I'm going to glue these to the actual cover piece. And this time the pieces I'm going to use are these pieces of burlap, and they are attached to kind of a cardboard, okay? And I'm going to use that instead of just this on the front, okay? So this one's going to be a little different. The other ones I just put the cardboard right on. Well, this I'm going to do that, and if you want to use cardboard, you can do that. And I know there's a hole there, but it's going to be hidden, so it's not going to matter. Okay, now watch when you're putting this on where we sewed it together, and if you sewed it by machine, you would just go straight down the middle. You took it by machine, you just take this to your machine and sew it right here, okay? So all we did is sew that by hand, just in case people did not have a sewing machine that they can use. All right, or maybe don't want to get the sewing machine out, whatever. Okay, and then whatever cover you're putting, you're going to put your cover here, but you're not going to cover this part right here. Okay, if you do that, then it's not going to bend. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put that there, and I think I did my covers 6 by 6.5 to fit this particular journal. But like I said, you know, I would measure your bags and do everything accordingly, and I just made the cover just a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch, and think 1/4 of an inch in one spot. You know, bigger than the rest of it, but you do not want it to cover the very back here where the seam is. Let me get my glue out. It's not coming out very good, so let's get some glue on there. Can't believe I'm already going through another bottle. I go through this stuff pretty quick. So, oh my gosh. I definitely need to get on the auto ship. All right. Well, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Hopefully you'll get some time for some crafting. All right, so we're not putting it on there. We're leaving a little tiny gap because we want to be able to open and close this. And all we're doing is we're just kind of putting it right on the page, covering the bag part. And I don't know, I think I might have made that a little bit too long. We'll see when I'm done. I can cut it off then, not a big deal. Okay, let me get that extra glue off of there. Where did all my wipes go? Oh, okay, let's just use this. Get the extra glue off of there. I don't want that on there. Okay, make sure that you're not accidentally gluing your bag shut when you're putting your glue on there. If you put a little bit too much glue like I did, because what you're doing is you are gluing the cover to the very back very back of the bag, that last piece of it. But you don't want to glue this part together. You just want to glue the back of the bag to your cover. Okay? So then you're going to do it on the other one. And you're going to make sure you don't get too close. Because if you put it too close, what will happen is you're going to be doing like this and you're going to have a big gap there. Alright? So you want to make sure that you're leaving that little bit of space there. Alright, let's see here. Get that on there. And I just think these, instead of like giving like maybe a party favor bag or something, that would be kind of a cute thing to just put stuff in the little, you know, the little spaces in the bag and things. I could see a lot of pluses for that. Be a little bit different than just, you know, a bag or something. Okay. Get that all down. And I already know I put too much glue over here. Make sure I didn't glue my bag completely shut where it's not supposed to. This is a very good possibility. And also I kind of went in there like this with my hands and kind of made sure, you know, that it was straight and it was getting all glued down. Because it's pretty easy for this stuff to move because the bags are so lightweight. Anyway, that's pretty much it as far as attaching your cover. That's all you have to do. I've seen these made where they don't put a separate cover, but I personally, I don't know, my issue with that is that I think it's probably a little bit flimsy then, but if that doesn't bother you, it can work, okay? Now, you could, and I might do that, take some corrugated cardboard and put that on top and layer it. Let's see how that might look. I have to do it both the same size, I would think. So let's just say, I wonder if, yeah, I could cut that in my cutter. Oops. What if I cut it an inch? Let's do that. That might be too much. Let's go 4.5. Let's do 4.5 on this one. And then we could go, let's say, 5.5. Let's go. Maybe do this side. 5.5. All right. Save these pieces. These are cool to trim things with and do whatever. All right. So let's say we put that on there like that. So we'll kind of have the same corrugated look and everything, but we're not gonna have the whole thing covered in it. Now on my other ones, what I did is I put some burlap on there and then some lace, but because this time what I did is I put just burlap, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some lace on there and just do that, because I think having the lace on there, you know, would be just kind of redundant. So I think I'm going to do that. Hopefully this will last. I don't have to get another bottle out through this whole thing, but it might not. Let's see here. And whenever I do that, I just kind of zigzag and guesstimate where it's going to go. And we're going to go up here and go down. I don't know if it's going to cover that hole or not. I hope it does. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll still figure something out. I didn't really even check. Yep, I think it will. Okay, so that is just going to go, you know, evenly spaced on each side, or as evenly as possible, I guess. This is kind of folded. This is a vintage lace that I got in one of my haul videos. I don't know, you got to check that out. What I got a couple times is just shocking what I found, and I haven't been back for a while, so I really need to go look again, even though I don't need anything else. But you just, even if I get it and then I get it to you guys as my giveaway Fridays or something, because some of the stuff was so amazingly cheap. If you watch that haul video, you'll see what I'm talking about. Got this big bag of lace and doilies and whatever for $2. I mean, $2, people. Really, it was amazing. Okay, so I did that. And that isn't actually unusual for me. I find things all the time. Because, I mean, nobody's putting doilies around in their house, so, you know, I would imagine as more and more junk journalers, you know, keep popping out of the woodwork, that stuff will go up in price. But right now, you can find good deals out there. You know, people will have, you know, yard sales or whatever, and I mean, they don't see a use for it, so they don't think it's worth much, and you can get a pretty good deal. Okay, so on this, it doesn't really matter what you decide you want to use for your front page or your back page or what you want. Just remember that you have a little side pocket thing in different spots, and depending upon where you want it, you may want it in front, you may want it in the other side. So I think I'm going to put this one in front here. Okay, so it's going to be right here. And we still have our pocket here. Then we have our other pocket here with no little side deal or other paper. And then we've got another pocket here, paper, and another pocket over there. Okay, now I want to do this, and this part is all, at this point, it's all decoration. Okay, all decoration, because for the most part your book is done. The only thing that I would do is, you know what, I think actually I'm going to put that there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Put that there. What I would do at this point is I would take something for these pieces here. Okay, you have to cover those because they're not covered. Let me see. What did I decide I was going to use for that? I have some dictionary paper. You can just take that, and I tore mine, I think, just because I thought it looked better, but you know, you can do whatever it is you want to do. And just cover that, and you don't, you know, have to cover it 100%, but is that far enough? I think it is, right? Okay. So then that's where I used my glue stick. I kind of just went like this. Now granted, guys, this is just this portion right here. Remember we made a pocket out of that? You're not doing this part. You're doing just this portion over here. Oh, that's kind of upside down, but I don't know that it matters. All right. So we're covering that portion right there, and that's just, you know, you don't have to do that. You could leave it that way that it is, but I think it looks better. And then what I did after that is I just took a piece of my coffee dyed paper and cut it, and then just glued that right here. So then, you know, that was not only just decorative, but it gave you an additional journaling space in there. Of course, you could put any kind, you could put scrapbook paper, you could do anything you want. You could put a picture there. Okay, there should be one more. This one over here. And on that one, let me see what I was going to put on there. I think I was going to put some music paper, just to kind of change it up a little bit. All right. Let's see what I'm going to do. Where is the end of that? It's right there. All right. Like I said, this is really decoration. It is not structural. If you didn't do it, nothing would happen to the journal, but I think it just, you know, looks better, but it's up, like I said, totally up to you. Oh, cut just a little bit too far. How about this? How about if we just do this then? And I will glue that down, and you'll never know. Let me put that. All right. So anyway, do that, and what I do after that is it's all decoration. I mean, it's really not, you know, you can put a closure on there, not put a closure on there. You can put tags in it, you can fill it up, you can do whatever it is you want to do depending upon what you're going to use it for. And I really can think of a lot of uses. I think this would be really cute to, you know, do and for all kinds of little things. Like our little women's club, we have a tea party and everything. I could just see doing that as some cute little favors, because we usually have, you know, 8 people at a table, and whoever hosts the table usually does a little favor. So okay, so anyway, that would be, did I do that upside down? I don't remember. I can't remember what I decided I was going to do. Okay, yeah, that goes this way. All right, so anyway, that is how you make your actual structural part of your little journal. You don't really have to do anything after that. We've got a couple more minutes, so I think what I'm going to do at this point is we're just going to go ahead and decorate it, and then we'll be done with it and call it a day. I mean, if you don't want to watch that part, you can certainly skip it, because like I said, decorating is a personal preference, so it all depends on what you think. You know, I like to watch people decorate because I think everybody has kind of their own style and different style, and I look at people and I watch what they do, and I really enjoy seeing everybody's different style and, you know, how they decorate and that kind of thing. And to me, on this one, I'm going to put this picture of this lady that I have. I'm not sure why. I just decided I did a flower one, I did a butterfly one, and now I'm going to do a person one. So anyway, she looks like she's got a little hat on, maybe out, you know, I don't know, in the garden or something, with the bandana. And I could not really decide. I was actually thinking about putting maybe some, because she has this red bandana on her. I was thinking about maybe putting that behind here. I could cut out a piece and see. Let me see. I had this in my little stash, and I thought, well, you know, I could check it out, see how it looks. I don't know if I want it just straight on. Plus, I don't have the whole thing. I'm trying to remember what I used this for some sort of decoration, I'm sure, because I'm sure I cut them in half or something. Let me think. First, I got to decide how I want it on there. Which, let me see. I think I'm going to cut this out. Oh, I have so much sitting on my desk right now. And then see if I can straighten it up a little bit. And just see, the way that I decorate things is I get ideas in my head. I kind of sort of have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. And then I just kind of audition things. I put them on there. And it's really kind of funny. A lot of times, whatever it is I thought for sure I was going to do, I usually end up not doing that. So I don't know why. It just always seems to work out that way. Apparently, whatever it is I'm originally thinking doesn't win me over. So let's see. I wonder if I could do that. Yeah, why don't we try that? I'm going to cut that out more. I don't know what it is. I just think that for the most part, no, that didn't work at all. Let me do that again. I guess I'll just stick with the cutting. I just kind of tore it in a completely different spot than I wanted. Okay, let's try that again. It wouldn't be so bad if I'd iron this or something. Had come prepared, right? So then get some of that off of there so I know how much I'll need. Get rid of all this. I figured I was going to glue it, so. Alright, so what if I did that? I was going to put this on. Nah. That doesn't look good at all. What if I do that and just put a little bit? And then that. Nah, I don't like that at all either. See? I told you. I just don't usually ever end up doing what I thought I was going to do. It just never, hardly ever works out that way. All right, let's see. I've got a few other ideas here. I've got this I could put behind there. I could not put the cardboard behind there and just do that. I could just tear the cardboard and put it on there. Let's see what other options I have here. I also have, guys, this really cool bandana paper, but this is more of a maroon color than that. I wonder if I ink that up a little, if it's going to change the color. Because I was going to do that anyway, but I don't know if I was going to do it that much. I didn't like the white. There's kind of too much white in her blouse, I think. It needs to be a little bit, more vintage. Just a little bit. A little bit right here, not too much. Let me see how that looks. See if I can get away with putting this other stuff in there. Okay, see, now that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so guess what else I have, though? I have another one that's a little bit brighter, but it has a lot of white in it. So let me see how that's going to look. I don't know. That might look good after I put some ink on that. When I dirty it up, it looks kind of good. I gotta watch myself. I always go overboard. I'm just trying to get all the white out and see if that kind of will make it work better. Let me see. It's still brighter than the other stuff. Yeah, I think that actually... See, I don't know. They're both really cute. I like the pattern better in this one. How about if we audition them? Would that be good, guys? Do we want to put it on there dead on their square? Do we want to just rip it out? What do we want to do? We'll try it both ways. How about that? So I could do one about this piece, like about that size. Let's see how that looks. So do I want to go that way? I don't know. Maybe I'd do that. That might look good. You know what? It just might. I got to make sure I have enough though for both. This is my last piece of this. You know how you're digging through your scraps and then you go, oh my gosh, I had no idea I had that. I have no idea what I used it for, honestly. All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can even this up a little bit, get some of this other stuff out of the way so I don't confuse myself too much. Okay, so we're going to go. How big is that piece going to be? It has to be bigger than this. I can't cut it too much. Let's see, that and that. I can always make this smaller. But I'll do that. Let's see how much we have. All right, that's not too bad. And then I could make this a little bit smaller. Let's just do that. We'll cut that a little bit smaller. This stuff never cuts it well, so I just do it, score it basically, and then cut it with my scissors. That way at least I have a straight line to work on. All right, let me see. So this isn't too big for here, but we're not gonna take it down too much. I'm gonna go. Okay, we'll just do a little bit, just a little bit. It would help if I go ahead and cut this and get it the size that we're gonna need. Okay, let's see here. Let's cut that in half first. Would help if I get my inker out of the way. I do this all the time. I've dumped stuff in ink all the time. Just being careless where I put my ink pad and my inker. And okay, so we got those two. And we're going smaller. Right? This is basically square now. That doesn't look that bad. Does it? What do you guys think? I am going to cut it a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit on each side. Just a little tiny bit. And then see how that goes. Alright. I'm just doing both at the same time. Hopefully I don't mess them up. Probably won't even really notice the difference, but get that other one out of there. Seriously, there we go. I do need to change my blade on that. And I'm going to go this way just a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Oops, that's crooked now. I don't know why I'm doing two, because I don't actually need that for the back. I just could, you know, I just kind of thought I would do the back the same. But I could leave it just the way it is, right? And I might do that too, actually. Yeah, I guess I was thinking I was going to do both on this one. I think I might just do the one. Now I have to decide which one. Okay, I kind of like that. Yep, I think that's going to work. And then Of course, that's not enough. We have to do other things. That's looking a little bland. And then, you know what? I wonder if I should tear that, if that would look better if I tore it. Oh, part of me wants to tear, part of me doesn't. I don't like that. Maybe I like that. Let's see. I don't know why I want to use this doily so much. I've got plenty of them. I don't need to use. It's just for some reason it's one of those things when I decide I want to use something and then I kind of talk myself into it, you know. Okay, let's see here. I can't just stick that on there like that. Let's think. Oh, I wish you guys could just yell at me and tell me what you want. All right, I got an idea. I have an idea. Let's see. Ooh, maybe this. Where's my scissors? Okay, here, let's try that now. We're gonna do this. And gotta cut that. Get it nice and frayed. Right? Of course, I'm going to ink those, so I need to do that. And I am going to ink my cover and go all the way around. That's another thing. You would want to ink if you want to ink it. So, and I did because I wanted that kind of rustic kind of look, but that's up to you. Like I said, you could have stopped when we got done putting it all together and that would have been it. Instead of watching my indecision here, but I think my ink's running low again. Boy, I sure used the heck out of this vintage photo. And I had a hard time getting it. Yeah, I mean, I went to Hobby Lobby and Michael's and they were out and they said they could order it. And then I went on Amazon and there usually you have quite a few choices and there weren't that many. That is not the piece. Yeah, I guess it is the piece. It is the piece. Do that. Yeah, I mean, it was a little difficult to get. So, and I did order some walnut stain because I think maybe I want to try and, you know, try that because I'm seeing a lot of people use that and I really like it. So it looks like it would be good. So I'm definitely going to order some of that. But for right now, I don't have any. So I'm going to use this. I don't know. Is that the one I cut or is this the one I cut? Ah! Don't tell me. Is this one bigger? No, they're the same size. I cut them both, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, that's it. This is the one I just did. So if we do that, you know what it is? I think if they're too square, I think I need to tear them. That is what the problem is. It's just too, everything's too symmetrical. It's just not, that's just not going to work, right? Everything just is too, no, that's what y'all were yelling probably at me. Rip it. Okay, so do I want to rip that one? I went through a lot of trouble cutting it, didn't I? Let me ink this and then I'll make that decision in just a second. And then I'm going to kind of go across there like that a little bit. Got it all. Did I get it all? Okay. So we'll do that. And then maybe, is that the piece I cut out? I guess it is. Put that right there. Oh, that could be good. And then that right there with that. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Too much? Too much, huh? know. I can't just put the picture there. That's the problem. Okay, maybe this now. Maybe that will look better now. Yeah, and then, or maybe this goes here. Maybe. All right, let me try this. Let me try this. This stuff is really hard to handle for me because I always wind up putting too much on, but that's okay. I usually cut it off later. Let's see. Yeah, I think I like that better. I think I like that better. Okay, we're just going to do that because we're running out of time. Let's see where we're at. Oh boy, we're over time now. Well, if you guys get to the point where you can't stand my indecision anymore, you're always welcome to turn it off. So we are almost done. I'm going to just do this. I probably should have planned this out, but I did not. Anyway. All right, we're going to do that. I put that on there. Yeah, on these craft with me things, guys, I really, I do try and plan what we're going to do and everything, but I mean, this is really how I come to the conclusion of what I'm going to do is I just put stuff down and start gluing, and, I honestly don't know how it's going to end up. So do I want it that way? Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. Or maybe that way. No, I'm going to do it that way. Like it would make that much difference. I don't know. So you're welcome anytime I'm sitting. And I have a hard time on covers and decorating. It takes me forever sometimes to make up my mind. And I don't know that, the way it ends up is any better than the way it starts sometimes. But that's just how it's just how I do it. So it is my process, and people say they want to watch process videos. Well, that is the process. That's part of it. I don't think I'm that unusual. I think a lot of people, it's just you got to just kind of play with it a little bit and decide what you like better. And sometimes that takes a little time. I'll try and put enough on this doily that it doesn't pop up and that it helps glue that down. Alright, so we're going to put that there. And then we're going to put that, which way? She's going to go that way. Maybe, I think down a little bit. I guess she's up there too much. Down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. And then I'm going to cut that a lot. String it a whole bunch. Do that. Pulling it off before it's dry. Here we go. Let me move that over a little bit. It's going the wrong way. There we go. Oh, there we go. I think that turned out really pretty good. It could be, I think there's, oh, let me think what there's missing. There's something missing. Is this already stuck? Yeah, it is. I know what I'm going to do. When all else fails, put some buttons on there. Let me see if I have any that have string on them already. That way y'all don't have to wait for me to string it. I'm running out of those because I use them all the time. You know, the ones with the old string in it. Oh, I love those too. Come on, there's got to be some in here somewhere. Seriously, have I used them all? Here's one. Let's see here. Here's two. I have to have at least 3. Come on. There's got to be another one. Oh, here's another one right here. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. See? Buttons cure everything, don't they? Ugh. Stuff is stuck to my hands. 1. It's not going to come off. It's there. Ugh. Like I said, guys, the journal part of it was over quite a while ago, so I did do that in 45 minutes. So, you know, the decorating is never going to go fast for me. All right, let's see here. And then I was going to put this on, but I'm going to not just tie it around, I don't think. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will do that. I thought I had some other... Oh, let me try this. I think this will look a little bit... Let me try this. All right, let's see. We will do that. I don't know how much I need. Oh, well, that's way long, but that's okay. I'll cut it. Oh, always can use the little pieces. And I will probably attach that with a button or something because I have this thing about attaching them, so. All right. So. Kind of covers her face a little. Maybe go down a little bit more. But that's it. On the fly. That's what we got. So we ended up with 3 different ones. We have this one. And we have this little cute one right here. Let me tie that bow. If you can see from on top of my desk here. Got that one. We've got that one. And we got one more over here. So we have 3 completely different styles. You know, you could use them. I mean, just let your imagination go with you. And you know, you could do a lot with this. So anyway, I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And you guys have a great day or evening or wherever you're at.